2, 1. That was Mariah Carey, Always Be My Baby. As, again, we watch what plays out in Gaza, I'm left with a couple of realizations. One is that any number of people, great majority of people, don't tend to care about things that don't affect them. Particularly in this country, we're very myopic that way. We only care about things in general that have an effect on us. If you look at, no matter, the political arena, no matter what is going on in the world, it is the economy, stupid. We're worried about those kinds of things. And oftentimes when something befalls one of us, we want the aid of other people who are then looking the same way we do when things happen to us. Like, we only are concerned about the things that affect us. In contrast with the fact that we live in a country right now, we live in a space right now where people have been conditioned to only say what they think is going to endear them to people or to keep them out of trouble. We're never going to say what we really feel because we understand the consequence of that in this environment. If you want to know what somebody thinks, don't listen to what they say. Listen to what they don't. Listen to how silent they are. Because generally, silence means I agree. Silence means I'm not going to risk myself, but I'm not going to risk anything. I'm going to not say anything. But when something bad is happening and people are silent, it is because generally they agree. Contrast that with what is going on in the world right now. Gaza is going to be a bloodbath if it plays out like we believe it will. There are a lot of people who are indifferent to it. And as an American, that's a particularly pointed thing, because in this country, there are any number of people, and particularly a majority of one party, who believe that violence is a political solution. Violence is a useful tool as a political solution. This is not just me saying it. Any number of polls bear this out. There are people who believe that violence is appropriate when used to solve a political equation, to get a political answer, to fix something you want to happen. We believe violence is appropriate. You don't have to listen to me. You can watch the polls, or you can listen to what happens in everyday parlance. You have a leader right now who will not only use violence or stoke violence to accomplish a political goal, but threatens it on a regular basis. On a regular basis, I'm going to use violence or threaten to use violence to get what I want. If you don't give me this election, I'm going to do this. If you don't threaten these judges, I'm going to do this. Or we had a political leader threaten a military leader and say that it should be killed. So now contrast with that, a country who has that many people that believe that violence is a solution or can be used as an appropriate solution for the accomplishment of a political goal, trying to navigate a space where people are using violence to accomplish a goal. The thing about it is, not only can we not lie about it anymore, we can't even pretend to care. We can't even muster up the strength to pretend to give a damn. Because as violent as Gaza is, as violent as Ukraine is, I guarantee you it doesn't stack up to everyday American life. If you look at what happens what happened in Gaza, and hopefully not, we're praying that it doesn't, or what has happened in Ukraine or with the Mexican cartels, they pale in comparison with the violence we see every day on our streets. I guarantee you that if you look up the total dead in Gaza or Ukraine or even the cartels, and these are the epitomes of the kind of the apexes of violence, I guarantee you that our everyday American life is as dangerous as those. There'll be more people dead. More people have died at the hands. More American citizens have died at the hands of Americans than have died in every single conflict, war we've ever had. So contrast that with people who are now charged with navigating a space where people see violence as a solution, a political solution. And contrast with how quiet people are, where they're not saying anything. Because in America, we understand that violence, there are many people who believe it is a proper and appropriate tool to use to accomplish things. And there are people who are silent about it. Because America, we have learned, if you cannot be the messenger, if you don't like the messenger, there was an old saying that says, don't shoot the messenger. In America, we do. That's a little note from the GED section. We got a Jazz Report coming up in 15 minutes. It's the D.L. Hughley Show.